Okay, we're going to get going. Again, I'm Ed Devine, and I am the SAI Summer Admission Institute Director, proud member of WACAC, and a graduate of SAI back in 1905. No, it was a little earlier than that, but did it on the East Coast. I came originally from New England and did the New England ACAC rookie camp. So love the journey you're on. I've been in this profession for about 30 years. It's my life and I love it. And I'm going to get to introduce you to some pretty cool people today who also share the passion for the work we do. So just know that we're excited as we mount up and get ready for our time together at USD. We're going to have a great opportunity to showcase the week, kind of ask you some questions as we go through this process, and then share some of those expectations that we'll have for the week. So I'm going to bring up my PowerPoint to get us started here and share my screen, and away we go. And so here we go with our Summer Admissions Institute. We are going to look at our pre-flight meeting today to cover this agenda. We want you to meet some of the staff and faculty. Their bios are located on the website, so you will soon get assigned to a faculty member. So if you want to learn more about them, you can do that on our website, on the WACAC website, and kind of get some familiarity with who the faculty are. We will go through a schedule overview. We will talk today about the sessions, the breakouts. We'll also share some information about USD, what our room and board situation will look like, getting to campus. Hopefully you have some of that information already prepared. Things you'll have to do for the week. So we'll have some easy preparation pieces for you to get ready for the week so you can launch in and be the most successful at the week when you're there. And we will talk about our vibe and the energy, share things about dress code, and really all things Summer Admissions Institute. So we're really excited, though, to bring on three of our SAI 2022 graduates. If they can give us a wave here, Jaylee, Sydney, and Justin are going to share some stories about their SAI experience, as well as tales from the first year on the road, things they've learned, see if we prepared them well. Just real quickly, this is part of the Western Association of College Admission Counseling, WACAC, one of the 23 national affiliates, NACAC. Some of you may have opportunity to go to NACAC, perhaps not this year. It's in Baltimore, Maryland on the East Coast, but maybe next year, the following year, it's in Los Angeles, so in our backyard. But again, WACAC is one of the 23 affiliates. We're one of the loudest, one of the largest, and one of the most fun. So look forward to welcoming you to this. Just a brief history. This conference, or this Summer Institute, has gone on for now 40 plus years. College Board used to run it, and WACAC assumed leadership of it. This will be our fourth year. Some of the folks you'll get to meet next week: Catalina Cifuentes is our current WACAC president. We will meet Catalina. Julio Mata is at Francis Parker School, was on our side of the desk at one time, but Julio is our president-elect. You see Herbie there. Herbie Walker is our outgoing president at WACAC. People you know and love, they run WACAC behind the scenes. Deanna Kilgore and Myra Castro kind of run WACAC from behind the scenes. You won't see them at that week, but you will hear those names quite a bit as you move through your career. Just quickly about WACAC, it is comprised of 13 or 12 committees. You can see the committees there. You hopefully will learn more throughout the week about the various committees of WACAC. Catalina and Julio will talk a little bit more about what WACAC is all about, what we do, our conferences, one-day conferences. We have a great day up in Sacramento where we lobby with legislators. So if that's something you're really into, please join us. If it's a big fear factor thing for you, like it was for me, come do it, because it is a natural high to get out there and argue for funding and all things education. Other board positions within WACAC, we do have 3 presidents. So we will have a president-elect, current president, and then a past president. We do have a secretary, and we do have a treasurer. And then we have membership delegates. So us old timers can talk about the recent change in the national organization, but we've seen some evolution, partly inspired by, I might use that phrase, the Department of Justice. Other parts, just as NACAC and our organizations grow, we've seen some changes with that. So that's WACAC. We're excited that the Summer Admission Institute, or Rookie Camp, is now part of WACAC's information and what we take charge of. Folks running the SAI are Jamie Groff, who's from ICL Academy. Is Jamie on the call? I don't know if we got Jamie yet to say hello. But I'll ask Brittany Slaughter, who's from Elon University, a fellow regional. Brittany, you want to say hello?
Hey, everyone. It's good to see you this afternoon, and we're looking forward to seeing you at USD next week.
Yes, and I'm Ed Devine, and lucky to be in the position of leading our awesome faculty through this process. I know we've got some of our faculty on here, so I'm going to start with Radia, if she could just say hello and greet the group here.
Hi, everyone. Radia Alawash. I've been with LMU for 18 years. I'm excited to meeting all of you next week. And yeah, I did my rookie camp in 1990, so I've been in the profession for quite a while. But yeah, see you at USD next week.
Yeah, let's go over to Falone. I know Falone's in the house.
Yeah, hello everyone. Falone Cerna, currently serve as Dean of Undergraduate Admission at California Lutheran University. This is my 6th university, so I've been to a number of places, and my rookie camp experience was in 2003 or so. I am a NED award winner, which doesn't mean anything to you all at this point, but by the end of the conference, it will. But I'm happy to be here, really excited. This is like one of my favorite programs that we get to do all year.
Yeah, Falone's being modest. He was the all-star of rookie camp, so we are lucky to have him on board and part of our faculty. Lisa, let's take it up to Santa Barbara.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Prescott, the director at UC Santa Barbara, and I am such a unicorn. I've been at Santa Barbara for almost 40 years. I don't think rookie camp existed when I was a rookie, but I'm looking forward to meeting you down in San Diego. It's my hometown, so I'm happy to be going back.
That's awesome, Lisa. And we have Jim Rollins is currently in London enjoying vacation, which you all need to do as part of your summertime. Let's have Erica say hello.
Hello, everyone. I'm Erica Johnson of Westminster in Salt Lake City, and I'm excited this is a return to the faculty for me, having previously served about a decade ago. So I was really excited when Ed reached out and invited me to join this group again this year. Like Falone, it's one of my favorite programs. I've been in the world of admissions for about 2.5 decades now, and so I'll consider myself on the experienced side of the profession.
Seasoned, as we say. And now our spirit guide, Laura Stratton.
Hey everyone, so happy to see you all today. My name is Laura Stratton. I'm the Director of Admission at Scripps College in Claremont, and just wrapped up year 16 at Scripps and about 20 years in the admission profession. I think I was 1 year after you, Falone, I think, in 2004 up at UC Santa Cruz, and had a wonderful rookie camp experience. Also, I'm still in contact with many of the people who I had that experience with. So I'm so excited for you all to get to know each other and get to know us a little better starting on during our time at USD.
Yeah, that is so cool. And there is a time, we are now, I think, going into our 15th year of hosting this in San Diego. There are some old timers, they're old timers if they went to rookie camp in Santa Cruz, but there may be a day that we go back there. I think Falone was a Santa Cruz guy, right? Yeah. And did Chris make?
No.
Oh, was, yeah, you were, Radia, huh? So a change of scenery for us. So, and did Chris, I don't think Chris made it on yet, right? So Chris Ferguson is at the University of the Pacific. And he is going to be joining our faculty, a wealth of experience from the East Coast, West Coast, up at UOP, and had worked at Occidental. So excited to bring this group together. Can't say enough thank yous and mahalos to them for being the leadership and their willingness to give their time and really spend this time with you all in that 10-to-1 faculty participant ratio. You'll have great opportunity to utilize them not only through this week, but throughout the year. And we will have meetings and opportunities to connect throughout that following year. But always super exciting to bring up our recent alumni. They had quite an experience last year getting through our rookie camp in San Diego as we came off the pandemic. But we're going to have our three, Chaley, Justin, and Sydney, say hello. We're going to bring them back up to serve as panelists at the end, but just a quick hello at this point. Let's go to Chaley and see what's cooking in Los Angeles.
All right. Well, luckily the weather is beautiful out here, classic Los Angeles. Hi, everyone. So excited that you're all here. My name is Chaley Koizumi, and I have the pleasure of serving on the admission team at Loyola Marymount University.
All right, Justin.
I was muted. Sorry. Thanks, Shaylee. I can go next. My name is Justin Wells. I serve as now an associate director at Pepperdine. Got a chance to do SAI last year. It was really beneficial. So definitely glad to be here speaking to you all today on and provide some tips for what you can expect throughout the week. So thank you for having me here today, everyone.
Another modest award winner, Justin, one of our all-star rookie campers last year. And is that a promotion we just noted?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much for that, Ed. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And Sydney, say hello from Rutgers.
Hi, everyone. My name's Sydney. I just finished my first year with Rutgers University as the regional admissions counselor for basically the entire state of California right now. I think that SAI was super beneficial learning regional life, and it's really fun because you get to see a lot of familiar faces on the road.
That is awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Sydney. You always wonder as you come out of rookie camp, who am I going to see on the road? And pretty likely you're going to see Sydney. If she's got all of the California, you will probably have an opportunity to see her. Well, we're going to spend a minute here kind of getting to know you folks. We're excited to have you on the line. We're going to launch a poll, and we want to see how long have you been in the profession? So you should be able to see this opportunity to let us know. Just click away and tell us if you've been in this profession more than a year. Are you about that 6 month to 1 year mark, 2 months to 6 months, 1 week to 2 months, or if you're going to be on your first day on the job next week, let us know. If that's the case, you're probably not on this meeting because you don't have an email address yet. But we will find out that maybe I think 40% of our participants might be very new to the profession. So we'll give you a second there to log that in and let us know. And we've got a great breadth of experience here. I'll share the poll results. You can see that we've got a really good mix. So this is a session 4 or a week 4 folks with less than 2 years. Some come in with closer to that 2 years. Others are brand new to the profession. So we want to take the time to take this deep dive and meet you where you are. And that's why we work in the small faculty to participant ratio. And excited that we've got that breadth of experience here. So moving on through the week, you will see and get a printed program when we get there. We have 2 kind of educational parts to this in our curriculum. There are what we call sessions. There are 8 sessions that we'll talk about briefly here. The sessions are when we move through these classroom experiences in the entirety, our whole group. So everybody will attend all the sessions except for the first 2. So session 1A and 1B are broken into 2 groups. The first one, session 1A, would be people that are really new to the job, haven't completed a cycle, under a year of experience. Session 2, a little bit more deeper dive, because as Chaley pointed out, after 1 cycle, you've got this whole profession figured out, right? So that will be a split where we get to kind of dive into introduction to admissions and then enrollment. We'll bring in financial aid pieces to talk about how that plays out in general, but perhaps even within your institution. Session 2, we talk about territory management, something that has not always been around. Maybe me and Lisa didn't use the term territory management at times, but we will find that the great thing about territory management is it does give you a level of expertise and oversight into a particular region. And that's a fun part of the profession. We will go through the guide. Erica is going to lead us through the guide along with our AP chairs. So one of our committees on the WACAC board is our AP chair. It stands for Admission Practices. So this is where we look at the ethics of our profession, and we've seen some big changes here. So Erica will lead us through that. She's led that conversation on a national level. We'll also have 2 of our AP coordinators that will zoom in to help us with that. We're going to take a look at standardized testing in session 4. Again, where we are in this day and age, we're going to consider things like test optional and fairtest.org, but we'll move through that. Session 5, a great discussion on diversity. We'll bring up and probably have conversation there about the SCOTUS decision that recently came down and how that's going to impact our work. In session 6, I'll share a little bit more about this in a second, but it's case study. This is a mock admission review. This is an opportunity for you to represent a selective institution. The two main focuses we want to think about going through this work as a case study session is how you might participate in one when asked by a high school or community-based organization. The other thing we hope you garner is how students approach the search, how their approach to their application is defined by what you might see in this application search. So you will get those materials before you leave for camp next week. You'll get them later this week. We just encourage you to look through those. It's going to be 4 common applications, a fictitious school. There is time during the week to review those, so don't cancel your weekend plans if you've got big ones already set up. Thursday is a great day called Engaging with the High School Counselor. We bring in some high school counselors that really help you to understand the work that they do, share background and kind of terminology from what they do. And then on session 8, we talk about effective communication, tough conversations. This is where our experts will share some information on some of the deep conversations you might have with counselors, parents, and constituents on your campus. Our breakout sessions, the second part of our curriculum, this is when you have choice. We have 4 breakout sessions. So BA, BB, BC, BD. You will have choice in each session. So looking ahead, you might find sessions of interest based on your job or just based on your building your knowledge. So in session BA, you can see the list of topics we have there, the demographic cliff. We've got dealing with difficult situations, marketing and recruitment, looking at that more deeply. If you're doing transfer admission, an opportunity to dig into that. In the second breakout group, we talk about campus visits, current trends in admissions, and that's a session we will repeat. So this is a great session to consider things like SCOTUS, like the simplification of financial aid and FAFSA. That will be a deep dive. Bring with you questions, bring with you any kind of knowledge or interest you have with things that you've seen going on in the profession. Our experts will then share information in BB3 on managing your travel. Really fun is the institutional presentation. So you will all do a presentation about your school. We understand that many of you will be the first day on the job, so don't come in expecting anything too big here. We really want to help guide you from 2 perspectives. The faculty will kind of react and give feedback as a dean or director might, and we will also have high school counselors in there evaluating your session or your presentation, and they will give you the insight perhaps that a high school counselor or a high school student or transfer student might present. So great opportunity to get some raw feedback. Use that as kind of a coaching session. It's upbeat, it's fun, and you get a lot out of that. And our last group of sessions, we have the opportunity to take a deeper dive in financial aid. Definitely more conversation there about awarding strategies, looking at different financial aid procedures, strategies, leveraging. We will talk there about the simplification of FAFSA, December 1, and the big changes that we are expecting. In the second session, event management, Laura's going to lead a great session on career paths in higher education. So where people have gone and how that career path has kind of transpired over their 20 or 30 years. And then again, that repeat of admissions in the news, the current trends will close out that BD session. The master schedule looks like this. We will gather up on Monday. Your check-in time is at between 12 and 2 p.m. There is no lunch on that Monday. So just note that you will get lunch on your own, but you will check in between 12 and 2. At 2:30, you will meet with your faculty. So later this week, your faculty will reach out. You'll have an assigned time, 2:30, and then meeting space. That'll be a small cohort group meeting just to kind of get to know each other and to get to know your faculty. And then at 4 p.m. on Monday is our opening session. Our dinner will take place at USD. That is covered by your fee. We'll play some icebreaker games, get to know each other more on Monday night. The rest of the week, we start at 7:30 a.m. opens breakfast. We kick off our meetings at 8:30 a.m. And you can see how the sessions play out throughout Tuesday into that first breakout session in the afternoon Tuesday morning, where you'll have choice. We're going to then at that point introduce a capstone project. So you will work in small groups on a fun project. Think Shark Tank. Any fans of Shark Tank here? Think Shark Tank, and we're going to have fun with this kind of approach. Again, the mission here is to teach you things about the profession, but also get you acclimated to group work. Many of us on this call as faculty and as SAI leaders, we participate in group work all the time. So some good skills can be built there. You'll meet with your group to kind of talk about that project on that evening, and then we'll have dinner again at the University of San Diego. You can see the sessions lined up for Wednesday. So in the afternoon, note that you will have that case study. So we will spend about 90 minutes performing the case study, reviewing the university, the 4 applications, and leading into a discussion like a committee would. That night, you are free in Old Town. So our friends from USD are going to help guide you to downtown Old Town, San Diego. Great place to eat. Perfect time to test out your university credit card. See what rules and limitations might be placed on you there. So you will have fun in Old Town without the old people. The faculty lets you loose, and you'll have fun to experience San Diego. Thursday, we get back after it again. High School Counselor Day, an exciting morning. You get to see these high school counselors who work directly with the students you'll engage with. They're going to go through kind of a crash course on what they do, terminology that they use, systems that they use. There'll be an opportunity to ask them questions. So bring to them any questions you want to have asked. And then that afternoon, you'll do your university presentation. It'll be about a 4 to 5 minute presentation with about 4 to 5 minutes to get feedback and hear from faculty, other cohort members, just get some honest communication back on how your presentation went. This is a scary part. I was petrified of it, but love doing it. It really does help. And I think the longer you're in this profession, the more you wonder about your effectiveness in communicating with those young people. Right after that, we'll talk about effective communication in a session, and then we'll move on to another dinner at the University of San Diego. And then on Friday, we will finish up by 1 o'clock. We will have the capstone presentation, the group presentations, a graduation ceremony, and then we will have a WACAC closing to learn more from our WACAC current president, a little bit more about that. So it'll be a fun week. You'll get tired at points, that's for sure, but I think it will go by in a blink. And so we're excited to kind of bring that all in. But I do want, before I'm going to bring up our group here, I'm going to launch one more of our polling questions because we do love to get to know you. And did I stop sharing that poll? Looks like no. Here we go. See what you're excited about as far as rookie camp. So give a minute to share. Oops, I share result. Oops, I didn't get. I got to give you another minute to vote. If you guys just did that one shut off?
I think you have to. Yeah, I think you have to launch it again.
Yeah. There it goes. You know what? Let me see if I can do it again. Yeah, sure. No, I can't. Let me see if it'll let me do it again here. Reline. There it goes. Yeah, let us know what you're excited about. Can you see it now, Brittany?
I cannot. Or maybe others can. Yep. People are voting. I think we're
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
It's always a love-hate relationship with technology.
I know. It's been a while since we've done this, right? Excited about engaging with faculty. Check any that apply. We didn't want to limit you here. So case studies, all right. And group projects, awesome. Not as many people up for resident hall living again. Come on. It's been a minute for that too, right? So I'll share those results real quickly. And we do have some great opportunity. It is a lot of fun this week, and getting to know each other and spending that quiet time on campus really leads into a fun year of kind of getting to know you. And so we're really looking forward to kind of experiencing the time with you and hearing about your journey. And hopefully you come bringing and you're willing to share that your story and why you get into this profession. So we're going to kick off and ask our graduates to talk a little bit about that, but we're going to bring up Chaley, Justin, and Sydney again, and they're going to share some stories about the time and their job at first. So Chaley, you want to start us off and talk a little bit about your job, where you travel, and some of the things you've done this year?
I would be pleased to. Thanks, Ed. So hi, everyone. Again, my name is Chaley. I serve as a senior admission counselor at Loyola Marymount University, and I have the pleasure of serving the territory of all of Northern California, so north of Monterey, but not Sacramento. So it is a fun time. I'm originally from the Bay Area, so it's a pleasure to be able to go home and visit the area, see family when I'm there as well. A couple of the projects that I have the pleasure of overseeing. I currently co-manage our tour program. I also oversee our Asian Pacific Islander student recruitment at LMU. I think I covered it, Ed, but did I miss anything?
No, that's good.
Okay, fabulous. Over to you, Justin.
I don't know what's up with me today in this mute button. Okay, Jaylee, that was awesome. I'm going to try to follow that up. So Justin Wells served at Pepperdine as Associate Director. Some of the territories that I oversee now are going to be the Southeast, so Florida, Georgia. Those are new areas where we've seen a lot of traction that we've gained. So that's been my territory since I started a few years ago. So I always love going back to the South. And then in California, I have territory. They have changed every year since I've been here, my California territory. So now I have like the Glendale, Pasadena area in California. Other things that I oversee here, I chair our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. And that has been very fruitful for me as far as growth in the office the past couple of years, being able to oversee the different events and different initiatives that we have in place for our office. So definitely a lot of growing opportunities that I've had here at Pepperdine.
Yeah, Sydney.
I'm Sydney again. I'm been at Rutgers for a year. I'm a regional admissions counselor. So my job is mostly going out into California and meeting students. I have a unique position, I think, too. I'm on a 10-month contract, so I actually don't really work during July and August. I just do some of my fall planning. And then I actually don't read applications either. So that's why case studies were a really cool thing for me to like be exposed to, but I don't really participate too much in them just because I'm not the one reading students' applications. But my territory, like I said, is basically all of California. I'm mostly covering Southern California, and then I'm sure you'll hear about RAC soon if you are going to be a the Regional Admissions Counselors of California. So I'll be attending RAC events in Northern California this year. I think that's it.
Thank you, gang. Yeah, so let's go in reverse order. Sydney, some memories of Summer Admission Institute. What were some of the memories you have and the work that you did?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was really cool. Like the different groups, I think that was really fun meeting. I like to see that everyone's excited to meet their new colleagues because I think that's really important. Meeting everyone, kind of hearing everyone's stories of how they got into it. I think you'll hear a lot of us were probably tour guides for our school. I'm an alumni of Rutgers and was a tour guide, and that's kind of how I got into my role as well. I went to school for photography, so I don't think a lot of us when we were applying to college were like, we're going to be admissions counselors one day. Maybe some of us, but I definitely didn't. And I think that's really fun to hear. I also think it's really fun to hear like when people do their presentations, like their schools. I mean, I grew up in Southern California and there's things that I didn't know about other schools. And I think that's really interesting to hear what other schools have or do. And that way you can kind of hear, like, think about your presentation and you can talk about what makes your school unique. I think Ed is.
Ed, we got you muted still.
Sydney, I think that was a great point, especially learning from other people from different schools. That was something that I took with me after. And I saw our poll that showed like some of you all have been in the position for a little bit over a year or even more than 6 months at this point. And I remember going into SAI last year, I was in the role for already over a year. So I went in thinking like, oh, man, I could be travel planning this week, but I have to now commit another time to go through rookie camp. So I went in very like closed-minded, but like throughout the week, I think taking time, especially learning from the faculty who have done this for years at this point and receiving their mentorship because they're spending the week with you throughout the time. So learning from their own past experiences and then figuring out how you can utilize that as a professional, especially being at the entry level point of learning like what it was like for them when they first started or what things that you should look forward to like in the future or how you can ground yourself and how you can improve as far as professional development. I think that was something that I benefited from throughout the week. And then as Sydney was mentioning, I think just getting to see everyone from different schools and how they have different contexts or their admission process or things that I could learn from them. And then maybe even bring back some of those tips to my own office and my own team. So I think that was beneficial throughout my time at SAI last year. And now I'll pass it on to Shaylee.
Thanks. I couldn't agree with both of them more. I think some of the things I found really most helpful were those education sessions. I really appreciated those small group settings and to have those opportunities to not only hear directly from the faculty and ask them such specific questions, but then also get to know the people around you. Both like Justin and Sydney have said, I actually had the pleasure of running into a fellow SAI, like a classmate on a plane when like I heard the voice behind me and they're like, Chaley, and I'm like, yes. And so we ended up being on the same Southwest flight from San Jose to LAX. And so it was such a pleasure to get to do that. I really appreciated, especially the session, I think that was on events. Because I also had just taken on the tour program and I was maybe 2 months in at that point and getting to learn from another person who was in my class who's like, I just took over my tour program too. So you get to form that relationship because you're in very similar situations. And I think to absolutely take advantage of those opportunities to not only ask your faculty, but see if someone else maybe has a similar special project that they oversee as part of it, and then you can help find those relationships, maybe help find strategies. And like for the tour program, I'm able to reach out to those colleagues and be like, hey, do you mind if we come on a tour of your campus? We can learn a little bit more about what you do. I know we just went to Pepperdine. Thanks, Justin, to your team for letting us come on that to help continue those relationships even beyond your week at SAI.
Yeah, that's great. What's something that surprised you from your year of experience since SAI? What's something that maybe you were surprised about, or you're glad you learned about through the Summer Admissions Institute?
I can jump in for this question, and this could be just anything that pertain to what we learned or the connections we made at SAI.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would lean back again on the faculty and the mentorship that was provided throughout that time. And that was something that I was surprised just going there and how intentional the faculty was with building relationships and being available as far as mentorship opportunities. Because even when I was applying for this role, like Falone's in here, but when I was applying, I reached out to Falone, I reached out to Jim, and I met with them and they were so open and available and creating that time and space, and I don't even work for their schools that they're at right now. So I think really leaning on them and their expertise was something that I was shocked that they even had the time and availability to meet with, everyone at that point. And it wasn't just a week-long relationship. Those relationships even extended after my time at SAI. And again, I was, a beneficiary of the faculty knowledge that was presented there during the week, and then also at any point in time that I ran into them on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see so many people. Like, really, I think that especially as a regional, I didn't realize that the people that I met were going to become more of my real life coworkers than the people on campus. I think I've seen Ed and Brittany more times in person than my own boss or coworkers, because I think that's just what happens sometimes as a regional. But it's so much fun, and I have SAI friends even in NorCal, and when I'm up there, I'll ask them to meet for dinner and catch up and everything, and I think that's really cool. There was a session about regional life that I really enjoyed, and I think it talked about hotel points and safety and stuff like that on the road, and I think that's super beneficial. Definitely get your hotel points and take advantage of those perks of the job as well.
I would definitely echo what you just said, Sydney, is the amount of pro tips that you just got from the admissions colleagues, the faculty members who were just like, make sure you stay consistent with your hotel, or make sure you stay consistent with your airline, because that can help with your different planning. And especially those pieces about safety, as being a person who identifies as a woman on the road traveling alone. It was really nice to hear from my faculty member, it was Kim, hearing directly from her experience and sharing that identity with her was really powerful to me, because it was going to be my first travel season. I had been in admission for about 11 to 10 months at that point, but I had come in right at September, so I hadn't actually gotten to do my first travel season. So going into that, I was very nervous, and I was like, I would like to hear from someone who has a similar experience, or who might have a shared insight into what I can do to make sure I feel safe, I feel comfortable while getting to do these really awesome things and getting to be on the road. So I think having those personal connections as well that transcend beyond the admission work that we do, but to our identities and who we are as people, was something that was really powerful, but also surprising about SAI.
Yeah, thanks, Chaley. And we open it up. If the faculty have any comments or questions, you're welcome to do it at this time. And so to our participants, if you have any questions for the group, please feel free to launch in and ask those. We do want to ask one more poll because we talked a lot about, and Shaylee just queued up nicely the idea of travel. And I don't know if I forgot to mention Kim, but Kim Cragg, one of our awesome faculty who's been at the regional thing for a while and managing people for a while. But we want to find out if you know where you'll be traveling. So we just launched a quick poll. Do you know what your territory will be? Do you know what that even means? So some will say yes, some say no, some of that will change, but let us know, and we will kind of gather more of that information throughout the week. And Brittany, can you tell them a little bit about the form that you've created and how we're going to try to connect them for this travel business?
Yeah, absolutely. I think all of our past SAI participants touched on this, but it is so nice to have a friendly face on the road when you are traveling, long days, long weeks. You show up to a college fair you've never been to, and hey, there is someone that you know that you have a connection with. So during SAI, we will give you the opportunity to basically share your information so that at the end of the week, we'll share that list out with everyone. So if you are also traveling in Northern California, you know, maybe you and Sydney and the rest of the SAI crew who is also in Northern California can grab a cup of coffee. Or if you're going to be traveling to Massachusetts or Colorado, essentially share your territory with us so that we can get you all connected, because it is so nice to have a friend on the road.
So true. So true. When we are family out there, we kind of think of it that way. So we're all brothers and sisters kind of looking out for each other. There can be some challenging moments, some funny moments. I've gotten 2 flat tires in the same kind of situation, same time, and was obviously late for my appointments that day. Another time I was taking a ferry over to Long Island, and my car didn't fit. It was too late to get to the ferry, so I missed a bunch of college fairs. So real life does happen, and always fun to kind of walk into a Fridays or a Applebee's or someplace fancier and see a fellow colleague to kind of help alleviate that. We do see that a lot of you do have assigned territories already. Sometimes that may change, but it is something you'll love. You'll always remember that first territory as you kind of worked your way through building that region. Eventually you get to the glamorous stuff that Radia does and Falone does, all these glamour trips that you'll hear about throughout Europe and Asia. We're all working towards that. So those things will be fun, but anything you're looking forward to. And after that, one more question, but for next year, Shaylee, now that you've got this experience packed under your belt, we look at Justin getting promotions already. So what, Shaylee, are you looking forward to for next year as you move into the next phase of your career?
I would like to say that I'm looking forward to being comfortable and knowing exactly what's going to come ahead of me, but that is not the case in admission at all. There is always something new, always something exciting, but I think that's the part that I look forward to consistently about my role, is that once you get maybe a little weary, a little tired of the season that you're in, you're ready for the next one. And so I think having this renewed energy going into our next cycle, I'm like, I know how I'm going to do my travel now. I now understand the difference between San Mateo and San Ramon, even though I'm totally from the Bay Area, but mix those up every time. And my father's like, you're embarrassing me, Shaylee. But it's having this renewed experience, getting to go into the cycle with a little bit more experience, but still having that balance of the excitement of what's going to be in store, what's going to happen that's new. That can be a challenge for us, but it's something that we can embrace and work on as a team. I think that's the beauty of admissions, is not only is your team in your office, and I think this is a theme that you're going to see, but your team is all of the people on this Zoom as well, finding the people who are on that flight with you, finding those people who are going to have your back and who are going to be able to support you if you have questions about something. And that's what keeps this work continuing in the excitement and the eagerness that I have to start a new cycle.
Perfect. Sydney.
Taylor, you couldn't have said that better. I think it's so true. Like once you're like, oh, I'm like kind of tired of traveling, and you get that like little bit of break, you're like, I'm so ready for fall travel. I'm so excited to get back on the road, see everyone again. Like I feel like I haven't seen anyone in so long. Excited to talk to students and everything. It really is just exciting to do it all again. And I do feel like I have like a little bit more like experience under my belt now and kind of know I'm the same way. I grew up in Southern California, still feel like I was driving all over the place. Like, even if you think you can get from one school to another in this amount of time, like, expect the unexpected. Things happen, and that's kind of just life, and everyone understands that. So just communicate well and be prepared for things to happen. I was on a first name basis with the enterprise down the street from me. I always had to get an oil change or something. Like, my rental car was never good to go, and you just have to be ready for it. And they know your name, and that's okay.
Thanks, Sydney. Justin, take it away.
Yeah, Jaylee and Sydney like hit the nail right on the head. I think one thing that I'm always looking forward to is that since the world of admission is like ever evolving and changing, and as we just recently saw the recent SCOTUS decisions and all of the things that will follow that, is always trying to figure out what's the new landscape, what are other universities doing, how can we innovate our process to be able to make our school more accessible to more students, and how do we communicate that message for higher education, regardless if it's Pepperdine or not. So always curious and learning on how that goes. And then obviously that it's not consistent at all. So it's ever changing. So that's what I'm excited for as each season comes and goes, is really learning from this new applicant cycle.
Awesome. Thank you, Justin. I'm going to queue up 3 questions. I'm going to pepper one to each of you, but it's about the week and the experience. So Shaylee, I'm going to ask you in a minute to talk about dress and dress code. Sydney, the evenings and how much sleep did you get? And Justin, if you could talk a little bit about Wednesday, and I don't know if you were on the karaoke night, but I want to hear how that went. So Shaylee, just kind of the vibe and energy, dress code. What would your advice be there?
Ed, you could not have picked a better question to give to me, because I did a full shopping trip before SAI because I had a complete panic about what to wear, because they were like casual, but then I'm like, how casual is casual? So my friends, I went to Old Navy and I got these great linen pants that are nice and breezy, perfect for San Diego weather. And I did like a nice plain top. So still casual. People wore jeans. A lot of people wore their polos. You definitely want to rep your university as well. But like, when they say casual, they mean it. You really don't have to be business casual, except for that day. I believe when you have to, I believe we're still doing this, right? For when it's the counselor day, you're going to want to bring it for that day for whatever your presentation attire is. But other than that, like, I think jeans are okay. A lot of people wore sundresses. A lot of folks did like a nice short and like maybe an athletic top. So I would say dress for the weather, dress for being comfortable, because you'll be sitting, but also moving around as well. So you have options. And then I think Justin's going to take it away at some point, and Sydney's going to take it away as well for our evening activities, you're going to want to bring attire for that as well. I went on morning runs. I don't know if a lot of my fellow SII cohorts did that, but I ran up that hill and at USD, I did not run up the second day because that was a big regret of mine, but bring your exercise attire because it's a beautiful campus for a morning run.
Thanks, Shaylee. I was not up in the morning. I was not. It's too hilly. Sydney, thoughts on the work and kind of the work throughout the week? How'd that play out?
Yeah, no, I mean, you definitely can get some work done, but I think your colleagues know that where you are and what you're expected to be doing every day. I definitely am not the person to talk about the socializing and everything, I feel like, but definitely make a plan, like whether it's the people, like it's really cool because you're dorming with other people. So get to know them and see like if you want to meet up for breakfast in the morning, kind of what your plan is, or make plans for dinner, like who it's going to be with, and explore San Diego too. We went to downtown San Diego one night. That was really fun just to see the city if you're not from the area and everything. So that's really fun. But yeah, we definitely found some karaoke places, and Justin's going to talk about that, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't participate in the karaoke night, and at the end of it, we realized that with that whole COVID situation, it was a good thing that I opted out for that. But then as far as like the nightlife and just in general, I think that's something that was a cool thing that a lot of people participated in. I think I went out maybe one night while I was there, but some people will go out every other night just to, blow off steam and also connect with the other SAI members like at a deeper level. So that was like an awesome thing. And then the week is going to be long, and you'll have those long days followed by then those long nights of connecting with your other cohort members. But it's a fun week. I think you'll definitely learn, like 100%, you'll learn a lot from not only your cohort members, but then also the faculty that'll be present. But then also remember to have fun and enjoy yourself and not be too tied into like, okay, I have to be like this type of way and be too professional. Cause I think I went in there with that mindset, was like, okay, I have to be, but I think it's more so just a chance for you to learn more about the colleagues, grow those bonds together, and then also have a good time while you're learning from everyone. So I learned that maybe after the second day, but if you go in there the first day with that mindset, you'll be able to retain some good information while also, having an enjoyable experience for sure.
Perfect. Thank you, three. That's awesome. Just to it is very, very casual as far as dress. And if you do want to bring kind of some logo wear or something semi-business professional for that Thursday, just because you're in front of counselors and doing that presentation might feel more comfortable doing that, wear the logo wear. We encourage that. But hopefully, it's a very collegial feel. We may work against each other out there in the college fairs and recruitment world, but this is a very collegial time. We share a lot of information, and it is summer camp, so we keep it light, keep it fun, and we'll kind of move now into talking a little bit more about logistics. I know we had some questions, and Chaley answered so many of those. I learned that I'm gonna have to go to Old Navy, I think, to get ready. So here's where we're going to be located in San Diego. So we are at the University of San Diego. Hopefully you've seen that already. We are so close to the airport. It's right down the road. So if you are flying in, really simple to take an Uber or Lyft up to the campus. Some other parts, if you're new to San Diego, Old Town, we will have that dinner Wednesday night. Our USD colleagues will help guide us to a place to eat and enjoy Old Town. A great part of our San Diego history and a place to check out. So pretty close by, and some great neighborhoods in San Diego, but super easy to travel to. We'll take a look at the campus here. This is the campus map. This main road here is called Linda Vista. So you will be driving off of Linda Vista. There are two entrances to the University of San Diego, two main entrances, Alcala Parkway and Marion Way. So Marion Way is down here on the left. That's at the bottom of the hill. Just think that you want to enter at the top of the hill. This will lead you into kind of the main part of campus. If you can see my clicker, right here's a big parking structure. You want to go into the main security gate here and take a right for check-in. And we're going to be checking in down at the St. Bonaventura resident halls. That's where the first check-in will be. This is where you live for the whole entire week. And that's where you will check in between 12 and 2 p.m. on that Monday. Sometimes your Uber or Lyft drivers will know exactly where that is. And you will tell them San Buenaventura at USD, and boom, they go right there. If not, if you put the University of San Diego in, the main address comes into this Alcala Parkway entrance, and just think about going right towards the sports fields and towards the pool, and then down to the resident halls. And you'll see check-in tables there, and that's our kickoff and start to the session. On campus, we're going to utilize for our sessions the Hahn University Center. You can see that highlighted in blue. A quick walk, but do leave some time, maybe 5 or 6 minutes. There are some steps to get up to get to that part of the campus, but that's where we will have our classrooms in the university center. So we'll take up 3 main rooms there and some classrooms below that. Right next to that are the dining facilities. So we will provide you with all the dinners. They are not taken off of your meal card, but you will also have a meal card that will get you through your breakfast and lunch from Tuesday to Friday. Again, lunch alone on Wednesday or on your own, but Tuesday through Friday, breakfast and lunch. We will program the card to have enough for your meals to cover all those meals. That card is usable though in the USD store. So if you go in and buy $120 worth of potato chips or gummies, they will deduct. That will be a declining balance. So just try to balance that out, or know that you might run out of money if you do spend outside of the dining hall. But there they'll have full breakfast, they'll have full lunch, and they also have a salad bar and that little cafe where you can get things like coffee and snacks. On Monday, once you get checked in, settled into your resident hall, you'll meet up with your faculty at an assigned space. We will use probably some of the blue area, the union, and some of the resident hall area. We have 2 classrooms there. We're going to do that 1-hour meeting to start things off. And then we have a walk across campus to the Kroc Center, Kroc Peace and Justice Center. That's where we'll do the opening session. You do want to leave some time to walk, and it is drivable. You can get in a car and drive over to Linda Vista. So if you are parking on campus, you will park right next to the resident facilities here. You are able to do that. But if you are flying in, it's probably a lot easier to just use Uber or Lyft and try to direct them towards that main entrance or to the San Buenaventura resident halls. We do have beautiful facilities to stay in. We'll introduce you to those. So some of the things that are provided, you do have a shot here of the halls. There's a common area in each apartment. Some of the rooms will have 2-person occupancy. Most will have 2-person occupancy. Some are single occupancy, but a shared common area. And you will only be maximum sharing a bathroom with one other person. And so they are semi-suite style living with that common area. The linens are there, the towels, the face cloths, some soap, but bring your shampoo, bring your own personal soap. There are ceiling fans and no air conditioning. So if you do run hot, then perhaps bring a fan. And you'll see some of the other things that you could bring. There's a kitchen there. There's a refrigerator. So if you want to pack snacks, coffee, granola bars, you can feel free to do that as well. So a little bit about the resident halls. You'll get your assignments tomorrow. You'll get your rooming assignments late tomorrow, as well as your faculty assignments as we get you ready for that. And just some more pictures just for recognition. This is the Han University Center. This is where we will meet. That's where the classrooms are on the main floor and one floor below. That's a look at the outside of the building. This is one of our classrooms. I think it's set there for prom. We will not be doing the prom seating, I don't think, but we will have a great space to work in. That's the dining facility. Again, you'll have that meal card for the breakfast and lunch. The dinners on Tuesday, Thursday, and Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday are provided, and then Wednesday is on your own. You'll use your credit card to pay for dinner. And that's the Kroc Center. That's where we have the kickoff, the opening session. Again, a little walk, about 12 minutes across a beautiful campus. So we will be there to guide you through that and get you ready for that. And that's Summer Admissions Institute. So be on standby for that faculty assignment. The faculty will reach out to you. We will send the case study information so that you have that to look at by the end of the week. Don't overthink that. There'll be some space and time to look at that. But maybe you want to, on a Friday or Thursday, talk to your boss or get some insight. But that's really a session for us to kind of just dig into how evaluations are done and to really look at what students are submitting as far as their application. Presentation wise, kind of think about that 4 to 5 minute presentation. There's no expectation. I don't think anybody uses PowerPoint or any visual aids. It's just kind of what you want to think about is you're at a high school visit and you walk in and the counselor says, hey, I've got a classroom full of students, go get them. And they give you that 4 or 5 minutes to do that session. Again, don't stress out about that. There's just really some positive feedback that will come back your way in way of preparation for that. And then we'll give you information about the capstone project when you get to campus. So there's time to prepare for that. So not a lot to overthink. I think hit the Old Navy, think about packing a fan perhaps, and then pack your fun, bring some good energy. And we will be excited to kind of see you on this start to the journey of your college admissions experience. And I'm looking, I see some typing in here. So Brittany, do we have some questions coming in?
We do have some questions.
Okay.
And one of the questions was, do we need to bring our own bedding? And just confirming that it will be provided. So you should be good to go there. One of the other questions was, what's the normal end time for every day?
Yeah, good question. So the dinners usually go from they go from 6:30 to 8:30. So 8:30 is officially that close. There are some times at the end of each day for group projects and group work. So we do provide some of the time to do the work you need to do while you're there. But 8:30, the dinners will end. The first night we do go a little bit longer because we do an icebreaker and have fun getting to know each other. It's a beautiful part of the campus that we sit on, great views of the bay. So many will kind of stay a little bit longer on Monday and we have some fun and some high energy. But yeah, you'll have time to get to bed early and get up and do that run that Shaylee did, or do your work, do your homework, or your fall travel planning if you've been assigned to that already.
One of the other questions, Ed, was how much is on-campus parking, or is parking included?
Yeah, you could just bring me $100 and I'll take, no, it's included with your fees. Yeah, no problem with parking. So if you do bring cars, you'll get the spots to park. But there's a lot right next to the resident hall there.
And as Ed mentioned, you'll be receiving your roommate information later this week, so sit tight on that.
Yeah, and it's they do have shopping close by. So right down the hill, you will find a Starbucks if you can't live with that. Throughout the morning, there's a print center there, FedEx, Kinko's if you need that. But there's a lot of things right there, easy to access. So yes, you can use the fitness center and the facilities. We have full access as conference participants. So we will get the hours up and out to you on that note too. Beautiful facilities, gorgeous pool, outdoor pool. So yeah, you can fully do that if we don't keep you busy enough. But if we find that you're there too much, we'll add more programming next year, right? So awesome questions, gang. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited to get this kicked off, and really looking forward to meeting you. So thank you to our SAI graduates, Jaylee, Sydney, and Justin. Thank you so much. To all of our faculty, if you could give a wave, thank you for being here. And for Brittany, you'll be hearing from Brittany and I throughout the next few days as we get closer to landing in San Diego. But we will see you there, and we will have a blast.
Travel safely, everyone. See you next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
Bye.